So we have a pretty good show.
Like usual.
Like usual, exactly. So today we're going to be talking about the 10 biggest copyright lawsuits in music history.
Welcome to the closing table with the Money Guys, Sidney Young and Jared Parrish. This episode is being brought to you by Allura Financial, AlluraFinancial.com, your source for real estate investment funding. Now, presenting the Money Guys.
All right. Welcome to the table, Money Guys. I'm Sidney Young.
And Jared Parrish.
We're the Money Guys. We got your
money.
And by the way, this show is being brought to you by Superior Abstract and Title, SuperiorAbstract.com, your preferred title company.
And the official title company of the closing table
That's
with
right.
the Money Guys.
Now, and talk about the importance of title. We're going to go into a lot of stuff today, but we're going to talk about this real quick. David Sayabuse, Superior Abstract and Title. Now, they're based out of Dallas. They have an office here in Houston.
Mispronounce his name.
Well, I know it did. But I tell you, they take good care of us. Whenever it's an issue of anything, they take care of it. They fund quick. They know how to do complicated deals. We've done millions and millions and millions of dollars of deals with Superior Abstract and Title. And so my hat's off
That
to
many
these
millions?
guys. Yes.
Yes.
Several million. And they've handled complicated deals. They handle simple deals. And they fund very quickly. So my recommendations, SuperiorAbstract.com.
Really easy to work with. Great people over there, very responsive. We highly recommend them. Go check them out. If you need a title company, and what's funny is ever since COVID, 100% of the deals that we close are closed in your home, in your office. It's all mobile notaries.
Yeah.
And they have a great network of notaries that can come out and close your deal in the comfort of your own home.
Anywhere in the United States. They've sent notaries to the other side of the United States where we've had a closing that was involved in a closing here in Texas. So
Yeah, they do a great job.
now today we're going to talk about right copying.
Right copying.
Yeah,
'Cause
copyright.
You write it, then you copy it, and then you do it again.
So
So we have a pretty good show.
like usual.
Like usual, exactly. So today we're going to be talking about the 10 biggest copyright lawsuits in music history. And the money that was owed. And
Money
how
that was owed.
expensive is intellectual property.
So when you're
Big
humming a song down the road that belongs to someone else,
Like,
hum
I
it
wrote
to-
that. That's mine. You owe me money.
Hum it to yourself. Shit.
Right. I know. So we do have a lot to go through. So we're going to kick this off. Try to run through it as best as we can. Make sure we keep everyone entertained.
So these are songs that two different artists use. One wrote, one used, one sued the other.
Yeah, I mean, some people are using other people's material without their permission.
Oh,
It's kind of a bad thing, okay? Not too good, not too good. All right, so the first one on the list, we've got Chuck Berry versus the Beach Boys.
Uncle Chucky.
Now, we're going back into 1963. Now, a lot of people heard the Beach Boys' famous song, the chart topper that they had called Surfin' USA.
Yep.
So we've heard that, so let's just take a quick listen to it.
If everybody had an ocean across the USA, then
Prom
everybody
song,
be surfing.
1963.
Right? So before they hit us with a copyright, I'm going to go ahead and stop that
There you
music real
go.
quick. Now, that was charting the tops, and Chuck Berry was like, wait a minute,
That sounds like mine.
I wrote that. And so he did sue them.
Yeah.
And let's listen to Chuck Berry's real quick. Let's see if you, the listener, can hear the similarities between
right.
the two of them.
They're really rocking in Boston and Pittsburgh, PA. Up in the heart of
I don't know this
Texas.
any.
And
That is like
rock and roll,
note
babe.
for note.
Oh, come
Oh,
on,
man. That's note for
They
note.
stole Uncle Chucky.
They did. So the verdict on this one, when approached about the theft,
Yeah.
we're talking theft of intellectual property,
Yeah.
right? The Beach Boys manager at the time, this was Brian Wilson's father.
Yeah.
Brian Wilson's lead singer. He's also the bass player. His father, Murray Wilson, immediately gave Chuck Berry the copyright to the song in order to avoid a lawsuit. Berry now receives credit alongside Wilson for Surfin' USA.
And they didn't get no money?
No, they wanted to avoid a lawsuit, and frankly, I mean, you can't
I
deny
don't want credit, I want
ripped
money.
They ripped it off.
Yeah.
So they just immediately gave him the copyright to the song and allow Chuck Berry to earn the royalties on it. So the Beach Boys didn't earn any more royalties on Surfin' USA.
Huh.
Ain't that something?
Well, that's no fun.
So that's like wah wah wah.
Yeah.
Where we got?
I want money, not credit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no. Chuck Berry got money. He got all the royalties on it. So
there you go.
he was handsomely rewarded. Now, next on the list, Mr. Chuck Berry again.
Uncle Chucky. Now, is Chucky stealing or is he being stole from?
He's being stole from.
Again?
Yes. This time,
Jeez.
he's suing the Beatles.
The Beatles?
More specifically, Mr. John Lennon.
Oh.
Now, the lawsuit was back in 1973.
The Beatles.
So John Lennon came out with a catchy tune.
Yeah. What's it
called "Come Together"?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now that was released in 1969.
Yeah.
Okay. Now to kind of give everyone an example, if you've never heard the Beatles come together, here let's just go and take a listen to it.
The Beatles.
I don't know. Sounds like a catchy tune.
Is that Hank Williams?
Here come old flat top, he come
Yeah, that's the Beatles.
grooving up slowly.
All right. So great tune, big hits, chart topper, and Chuck Berry's like, wait a minute.
Sounds like mine
They
again.
did it again.
Oops.
Okay, so
They
he did
did
sue them.
it
So let's
again.
let's listen to what he thought sounded
All
like
right.
his. Okay,
All right.
I don't necessarily agree with his lawsuit, but
Come on, Uncle Chucky.
it's more of the rhythm
I
of his
bought a
vocals.
brand new
I don't see
airmobile
it,
that's custom
What
made.
the judge
'Twas a flight DeVille with a powerful motor
Uncle
and
Chucky,
some
come on. Was he
hideaway
drinking?
wings pushing on the
I had
button.
enough of
I
Chucky.
don't know. So I didn't hear it. So anyway, the verdict on this one was settling the initial dispute out of court, which is probably always smart.
Yeah.
Lennon agreed as part of the deal to record 3 Big 7, is the name of the company, Big 7 music songs on his next album. So this way he's going to record more of his songs. So this way he earns royalties off of that. This will kind of offset, the
Chucky's a
similarities.
businessman. I like that.
Yeah, ultimately, the matter didn't end there. While choosing songs to include on the rock and roll album, Lennon had sent a number of demo recordings, which Mr. Levy, who was attorney at the time, subsequently released through Big 7 Music as Roots. This goes into this huge lawsuit, back and forth, all over the place. Capitol Records and EMI eventually did come away with $109,000 in lost royalties, while John Lennon himself received a further $35,000 compensation for damages. Like I said, this whole thing went back and forth. I think that whole lawsuit from the beginning was bonkers.
Frivolous.
I didn't hear anything.
I didn't either.
No. But you know what? Someone did walk away with a little bit of money.
Yeah.
And that's what we talk about because we're the closing table with the money guys. We're the money guys. We
35
gotta talk about money.
G's. Back in those days, there was a little bit of money.
Yes. Now, the next two on the list, I'm a little more inclined to understand and kind of agree with the lawsuit.
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, we've got our friends in the Beatles in trouble again.
The Beatles.
I don't know. I came up with a song myself. Didn't steal it from no one.
You
So-
bloody mate.
So this was actually George Harrison was being sued by the Chiffons. Now
Oh,
this
the
lawsuit
Chiffons.
dates back to 1976.
All right.
In 1971, George Harrison released a song called "My Sweet Lord."
Oh, yeah.
So let's go ahead and take a listen.
Very religious.
Yeah, very religious. Let's kind of fast forward a little bit.
We've all heard that one.
Yeah, catchy tune, right?
Yeah.
But then someone else
The
was like, "Wait a minute, that sounds a lot like my song."
You're sitting there on the toilet one day listening to your own music, and you go, huh, that ain't me.
I ain't getting paid for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So this is what was alleged and actually proven. That
The
was a
Beatles
ripoff.
stole.
The Beatles stole it.
Lang, 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 lang,
Can you hear it?
He's so fine.
lang, lang,
Wish she were mine.
I'm not hearing it.
I'm hearing it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Replay the Beatles again.
Replay the Beatles. All right. Let's fast forward them a little bit.
My sweet Lord.
It's got some similarities.
It's got a lot of similarities. For one, the rhythm is a little different, but the chord progression is the same. It keeps going back and forth, and with the vocals that he has in there, it's really similar to.
One with the wavy hair. I don't know how.
So I do agree with them. So anyway, the judge agreed. Did Harrison deliberately use the music from He's So Fine by the Chiffons?
The Cheffins.
He asked, concluding, I do not believe that he did so deliberately. Nevertheless, it is clear that My Sweet Lord is the very same song as He's So Fine, just with different words. And Harrison had access to He's So Fine because it was a popular song at the time. So Harrison had to pay the Chiffons $1.6 million in damages, later writing a sarcastic parody called This Song, which is about the experience. He goes, this is not a black and white thing. As far as I know, don't infringe on anyone else's copyrights, plain and simple.
$1.6 million.
$1.6 million. That's a lot of change.
That's a lot of
I'm going to give a little...
Hey, the Chiffons cashed in.
And you know what? The Chiffons, because you think they probably didn't have a whole lot of hits after that was released, one-hit wonders. We've all heard of them.
Yeah.
And by, the 1970s, they probably weren't collecting as many royalties, and he was able to revive it, and then they got paid.
There you
so, I
go.
mean, hey, I think it's a win-win in the end of it. Not
Don't
for
forget the
George,
$1.6 million.
not for George Harrison. You got to pay that out. So, next on our list today, we've got Ronald Sell.
Oh, Sell.
Never heard of him.
He's a car salesman.
Probably selling cars now. Versus the Bee Gees.
Oh, what's the guy's in Bee Gees' name? Barry Bee Gees.
Barry Gibb.
Barry Gibb. There you go, Barry
And
Bee
Andy
Gees.
Gibb.
Yeah, he's
Actually,
dead.
that's where the name Bee Gees came from. They're the brothers Gibb. Those are all brothers.
Okay, Bee Gees.
Yeah, I
get
thought
it.
that was
Okay.
kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little trivia to go with this.
Right? Okay, so Ronald Sell in 19...
How are they going to charge you for it?
I don't know. Got to take credit cards?
Okay.
So in 1983, this is when the lawsuit happened. Ronald Sell sued the Bee Gees. He said that he had released a song called Let It End in 1975. And then the Bee Gees came out with How Deep Is Your Love in 1977, a whole 2 years later.
How deep is your love?
Yeah, it says the jury determined that the Bee Gees did infringe on Sell's copyright, but the judge, George N. Layton, nullified their decision. So anyway, it went back through appeals,
How
and
deep is your wallet?
Ultimately, the Bee Gees were completely alleviated of any charges.
Oh, wow,
and they didn't
really?
have to pay anything.
Did you
on
listen
this.
to the tune?
Let's listen to the tune right now. You
Oh,
tell
okay.
me, is this a copyright infringement or not?
All right.
So do you want the original or the copy?
The original.
The original? Let's listen to the original.
Girl that you should know.
This is Ronald
We
Sell.
love now, but as soon will go. And then you.
No wonder no one ever knows him.
Right? It's like, this song sucks. Now, let's listen to what he thought was a ripoff.
Know your eyes in the morning sun.
There's some
I
similarities.
feel you touch
but it ain't the
me
same
in
thing.
the pouring
Yeah.
rain. And the moment
dance?
that you wonder
Anyway, so I could hear the similarities. I wouldn't agree that would justify
So
a
judge
lawsuit.
said no deal.
Well, yeah, the jury said, yes, he did infringe on it.
Yeah.
And the judge was like,
You know
Screw
why?
off.
Mr. Barry went, hey, Judge, take this envelope.
yeah, he goes up, Judge, would you mind helping us out? What kind of bro?
No, not Michael Jackson.
I've got a bad cocaine problem. I need your help. Funny. Now, next one on our list, I like this one. This
Yeah?
one cracks me up.
Oh, God.
This is Creedence Clearwater Revival versus John Fogerty.
John Fogerty.
John Fogerty was the lead singer
Yeah.
of Creedence Clearwater
So
Revival.
they're suing their own ex-bandmate.
So, little backstory here.
A little backstabbing story.
In the 1970s, obviously Creedence Clearwater Revival was a very large band, and I mean had a lot of hit songs, a lot of hit records. They were doing great. John Fogerty was not happy with the contract that he had with the record company,
Oh.
and eventually he severed ties with Creedence Clearwater Revival, and he says, I'm just going to do my solo career, and so went on as John Fogerty.
Yeah.
So now the thing is, this is where it gets kind of sticky, because John Fogerty wrote all the songs for Creedence. Okay, so wouldn't it lead you to believe that his songs would sound kind of similar since he's writing them all?
Well, yeah.
Of course, but the songs that he wrote for Creedence were owned by the record label.
Yeah, but it's his voice.
It's his voice, but it's also his songwriting.
Denied.
So the record company sued John Fogerty for this song right here. Here's the similarities between. Here's the two songs, right? Creedence had "Run Through the Jungle." Let's take a listen real quick to "Run Through the Jungle." Fast forward. Okay.
It's that goddamn Vietnam War song.
Cool tune, right? Cool tune. Well, the record label got pissed off when John Fogerty, as a solo artist, released "Old Man Down the Road." See if you can hear the similarities.
Go back to the other one quick.
Back to the other one. We'll go back to the other one.
It's got a few.
It's got some. Let's fast forward a little bit on "Old Man Down the Road."
Yeah.
There's some similarities there.
Yeah.
Well, the verdict on this one in the Ninth Circuit Court for the Central District of California ruled in John Fogerty's favor. But though Fogerty won, he did rack up $1 million in legal fees while defending himself. The only way he could seek reimbursement was if he proved that the Fantasy's lawsuit, which is the record label, Fantasy's lawsuit was made in bad faith or that it was frivolous. After Fogerty's appeal was denied by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, he appeared before the Supreme Court in Fogerty versus Fantasy, Inc. 1976 Copyright Act states that a winning party may be awarded attorney's fees at the discretion of the district courts. Since the act was meant to promote and protect the artist's creations, not stifle creativity, the Supreme Court once again ruled in John Fogerty's favor, so Fantasy Records had to pay him the $1 million to cover his attorney's fees. So you know what? Good job, John
Now,
Fogerty.
with all this being said, we all know that Amazon.com is a very successful company. Well, this is not, because they are no longer in business. We'll be right back.
The guest room always seems to be full during the holidays, and we always seem to need sheets and towels. Thank goodness Mervyn's always has a white sale before Christmas. Right now, their entire stock of sheets and towels is 20 to 50% off. There's a good selection of sheets in flannel, cotton, and percales. Also towels including Celebration in colors you can mix or match. Our guests aren't the only ones with new sheets and towels. Santa's giving me some, too. You'll find lots of great gift ideas at Mervyn's.
See, no similarities to Amazon.com. And welcome back. And we're going to talk real quickly about Success, Superior Extract and Title. Make sure you look them up at superiorextract.com. They are the sponsors of this particular show. We love
real
those guys.
estate, you gotta use them. They're great.
Call them up, Superior Extract and Title.
And it's not just because they pay us.
No.
We're actually clients.
We've used them for years. Go to superiorextract.com. Tell them we sent you.
Yes.
All right.
Now, back to the story today.
Yes.
All right. So the next lawsuit we've got on here, which a lot of people have heard about, but I'm going to talk about it anyway, is Queen and David Bowie versus Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
Now, what was funny about this
Y'all
is,
know Rob Van Winkle.
so he sampled a portion of the song Under Pressure for Ice Ice Baby.
Yeah.
But he changed it just a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
He added one beat, and he figured if I add that one beat, it's different, and I shouldn't have to pay any copyright.
Plus, nobody used much hairspray as Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, it was a lot of hairspray, or gel, or whatever it
something.
was. So here's the original from Queen and David Bowie.
If we could hear it,
If it'll play it, yeah. Now you heard dun 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 dun. Now listen to Mr. Rob Van Winkles. Come on, where you at? Where you at, Rob?
Oh, yeah, the
Did you hear that extra one?
Yo, VIP.
Let's kick it. So by adding that one beat, he thought he was going to be able to avoid court. And he was wrong. He was wrong.
You need to go remodel some homes.
So the verdict a landmark in the history of copyright lawsuits. The two parties settled out of court for an undisclosed sum. They won't
Undisclosed.
They won't tell us about the money, man. They won't tell us about
that
the
means
money.
he's got to do a lot.
Right? But Vanilla Ice recently revealed that buying the copyright to the song was actually cheaper than fighting this case in court. So that's exactly what he did. He actually bought the copyrights to Under Pressure.
Which were millions.
Millions. It was huge. The man had to pay a lot of money. So that was interesting for him. So next on the list, we've got Mr. Roy Orbison.
Roy, he can't
suing Two Live Crew.
No, you don't. Oh, that's my boy. Yeah.
Right? Two Live Crew was cool.
Two Live Crew.
So
it's better than the Two Dead Crew.
now this whole lawsuit was about, is it copyright infringement, which is bad, okay, or is it a parody? Because parodies, you don't have to pay copyright
Let me tell
royalties
you,
on.
I had one named Pedro, and he would make a lot of noise in his cage.
Oh, parrots.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's really funny. So on this one, we've got Pretty Woman
Yeah.
versus Pretty Woman.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Let's listen to the original.
Uncle Roy.
Feel like yes or no? Nice catchy tune.
Yeah.
You feeling it?
Yeah, I feel Uncle Roy.
Pretty woman walking down the street. Pretty woman.
All right, so that's Roy Orbison, and that's the original. And now we've got Pretty Woman from Two Live Crew. Let's see if you can hear the similarities, and is it a copyright infringement, or is it a parody?
I like how they do this. That's a parrot, man.
Until they start singing. Listen.
Walking down the street. Pretty woman. Girl, you look so sweet.
Oh, man.
That's a parrot, man.
You gotta love the music, the rap music from 1989.
That's a parrot.
So the verdict in this case,
What's the verdict?
in law,
Of the parrot?
fair use policy allows for limited use of copyrighted material for criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody. It's in the laws.
Teaching.
Two Live Crew main man Luke Campbell, however, fought back. Parody and satire were protected under the First Amendment right. Comedy shows like Saturday Night Live were founded on both. A parody artist, Mr. Weird Al Yankovic,
Yeah.
then at the time, at this time it was at the height of his fame, had never received any copyright lawsuits. The case ultimately landed in the U.S. Supreme Court, which in Campbell versus Acuff Rose, which is the record label that owned Mr. Roy Orbison stuff, ruled in favor of Two Live Crew.
Yes.
They said
yes.
this was a parody, and it is protected under the fair use law.
I love parrots.
So they got to avoid having to pay out a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? All right, so that one was good. Now, next on our list, let me see. We've got the Rolling Stones.
Not the Sitting Stones. The Rolling
Stones versus the Verve.
The Verb.
Now, in 1965, Rolling Stones came out with a song, little ditty called "The Last
You know,
Time."
they're like in their 80s today, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're in the 70s.
Oh.
70s, 80s, and they look old. They've looked old for decades now.
Well,
I think Keith Richards looked old at birth. He came out of his mama like smoking a cigarette. Like, get me a beer. She's like, oh, he looks like he rode hard and put up wet. So it was the Rolling Stones versus the Verve, and the Verve's song, which was released in 1997, was Bittersweet Symphony. So let's listen to a little bit of Bittersweet Symphony.
All right.
Okay. Let me fast forward just a smidge. Now, for those of you who haven't heard this song before, it's this repeated consistently.
all you have to do is go to any recital at any high school and that's on there.
So, not a bad song. Sounds cool. Sounds a little similar to the Rolling Stones, which sound like this. Stolen. I hear the similarities. Do you?
911, what's your emergency? Yes, we have a stolen song, sir.
Yes, I mean, to me, that's like note for note. But anyway, with Klein's lawsuit proving successful, Mick Jagger, this is a funny part of it. Oh, man. So here's a funny story, a little spin on this one. So Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, they sued.
Yeah.
They were like, no, mate, that's our song. You don't get it. So they sued for that song. The funny part about it is it was similar to not the original song The Last Time, but the orchestral version of The Last Time, which was owned by someone else.
Oh.
That they didn't own it.
But those people were happy that the Rolling Stones sued on their behalf.
The Rolling Stones' old manager, Andrew Oldham, actually owned the orchestral version.
Andrew.
Because he did the arrangements for it. So when Mick Jagger and Keith Richards sued the Verve for copyright infringement and ended up winning, we're winning. We're always winning.
Because this dude, Andrew, did the arrangements. He arranged all the chairs, everything.
Yes. So, and then that's when Andrew came back and was like, actually... And he sued Keith Richards and Mick Jagger.
The Mr. Howe voice. From Gilligan's Island. Well, actually.
Actually, my darling, we can't do that like that. So he walks in. He's like, no, I'm sorry, but actually I own that song. So you two can piss off and pay me some money.
Give me my money.
Right? So I thought that was funny, but definitely, I mean, that was just a blatant, no, you guys, no, that's like an...
You don't own crap.
No, that's kind of my tune there, fellas. So that's kind of mine, right?
Yeah, Keith.
So next on...
How about we give you some marijuana?
No, they'll be fine, man. So next one was Marvin Gaye versus Robin Thicke.
Oh, okay.
Now, I know we've heard about
this.
Now, this was out in the news in 2014. This is when the lawsuit hit. And talk about shit hitting the fan.
I can't remember the songs. I don't remember the songs.
So Marvin Gaye in 1971 came out with a little ditty called Got to Give It Up.
Got to give it up.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, fast forward a number of years into 2013, Robin Thicke and Pharrell Williams came out with a song called Blurred Lines.
Yeah.
Well... Now, Marvin Gaye's not with us anymore. His daddy shot him. But Marvin Gaye's family was like, that's ours.
Yeah.
So let's listen to let's listen to Blurred Lines first, and let's just kind of get a feel for the vibe, right?
That's an interesting video, by the way.
Very.
They can't put new Diddy on YouTube.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm feeling the vibe. Sounds good, right? So anyway, that's a little snippet of Blurred Lines. Now let's see what it compared
Marvin
to.
Gaye.
Is it theft? Can you hear the similarities? I don't know.
Dude,
You gotta give it up.
It's a little...
It's there.
It's okay.
So I could hear it. I mean, that was pretty close. Anyway, the verdict in this case, the jury found that Thicke and Williams guilty of copyright infringement, initially rewarding the Marvin Gaye estate with $7.4 million.
Damn, 7.4.
Which was eventually reduced down to 5.3. And half the royalties from Blurred Lines would have to go to the Marvin Gaye estate.
Wow.
Handing down, now let me see, the court maintained the ruling for Gaye's estate, handing down a final judgment of $4.98 million in damages, as well as interest on the owed amount, and 50% of all future royalties acquired from Blurred Lines goes to the Marvin Gaye estate. So they got a little, yes, they did.
Wow.
But that one to me was kind of obvious.
Yeah.
So next on our list, this is our last one.
What we got?
One. I'm going to miss this.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got Spirit versus Led Zeppelin.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know Spirit. I know Led Zeppelin.
And now what's funny is, okay, Spirit released a song entitled Taurus, like the Zodiac song.
Yeah.
In 1968.
The Zodiac Killer?
No, in the Zodiac Killer. Zodiac Sign, no. Oh. And then in 1971, Led Zeppelin released Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, okay.
Now that was 1971.
Yeah.
This lawsuit didn't come around until 2014.
Well, yeah, think about it for a while.
Now, this was the longest copyright lawsuit in music history.
Let's hear it.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
Let's hear it.
All right. So you want the original? Or you
Yeah,
want the copy?
the original.
The original. All right. Let's see.
I can already tell you. Yeah.
So this is Spirit. This is Taurus by
Yeah.
Spirit.
Dude, that's my boy's song right there. And my boy Led stole it. Okay, go to Led.
All right, let's listen to Led Zeppelin. Let me see if you, the listener, can hear the similarities.
And she's something to Stairway to Heaven.
Buying.
Whatever.
I hear it.
Oh, yeah, it's stolen, dude.
Yeah, but nobody knew Spirit before
Spirit
that,
was supposed to disappear.
right? They're like, you're nobody, Mike. I could hear it.
Yeah.
So in 2016, now that's funny, so if they're so similar and they got all pissed off because of the royalties and everything, why did they wait until 2014?
Yeah,
It's a woozy.
Fugazi.
In 2016, San Francisco 9th District Court of Appeals ruled in favor of Led Zeppelin.
What?
They said it was not stolen.
That is such a crap.
Though Spirit's estate filed a petition against the decision, the U.S. Supreme Court refused to hear the case. In 2020, after a 6-year battle,
Mafia was involved.
6 years.
Wow.
Led Zeppelin finally secured a legal victory in one of the longest-running copyright lawsuits.
Dude, that's
in
so
music
obvious. That
history.
is so obvious.
And let's one more time.
Come on.
Just
Listen to it.
just for
Spirit.
See? Can you hear it?
Not on that part.
It's coming.
What are we, the symphony? What the hell, huh?
Hey,
You got any symphony
getting
glasses?
emotional over here.
You got emotion on your body. Dude, that's my Led stole this. Led, why you do that for?
That's pretty close, man.
Led, come on, man.
And
Play some Led.
versus Led Zeppelin.
Back in the day, though, that was good dope smoking music.
Oh yeah.
Not that I ever did, but back in the day. Dude, come on, it's stolen. We all know.
And the forest will
Echo
I
with
love that song.
laughter.
That's a good song. I love that song.
I love it too, man.
Yeah.
All right, hey, man, that is some interesting
Isn't
stuff.
that good?
Don't write your copy.
Don't write your copy. That's it.
That's right.
You just protect it.
You protect your copy. Protect your copy.
Right. So anyway, we will be back. What is it, tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll do another show this week,
episode.
so we got a lot going on.
do.
Remember, SuperiorAbstract.com. Superior Abstract and Title is who this show
the
is.
official title company of the Closing Table with Money Guys.
It's Close Table Money Guys. Sidney Young.
And Jerry Parrish.
Money Guys. We got
Yo
money. Don't copyright it.